As a kid, I always loved the idea of being a detective, but I learned at a very early age that I probably wasn't going to meet the job criteria. Fortunately though, I also learned that if I can't achieve a dream in real life, then there's probably a game for that. And as everyone knows, if you really want to live out your virtual dream, you do it in a little game developed by Rockstar. For those unfamiliar, Rockstar is the legendary studio not only responsible for bringing us GTA, but also all the violent crimes ever committed by tweens. At least, I think.
Are they going to become violent just by playing Grand Auto Theft and Halo and these games?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. But thanks to GTA 5 selling just a bajillion copies, it's easy to forget that Rockstar makes other games. Like, for example, did you know that Rockstar has made just as many Red Dead Redemption games as they've made Austin Powers games?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Seriously, these guys do so much more than just GTA. I mean, they do GTA on a horse, GTA in a school, and Rockstar presents table tennis. So when LA Noire was released in 2011, it didn't matter that it was being developed by Australian studio Team Bondi, because it had that oh so famous logo slapped right on the cover. I think it's safe to say that the thought going through many gamers' heads at the time was,
oh shit, here we go again.
But I can confidently tell you that LA Noire is not only nothing like GTA, but it's nothing quite like any other game you've played. But is that a good thing for an 11-year-old game with no sequels? Time to answer the question, is it too late to play LA Noire in 2022? LA Noire tells the story of Detective
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
a returning Marine from World War II set against the backdrop of a 1940s Los Angeles. Your task is relatively simple. Rise through the ranks of the LAPD, put your name in lights, and put some bad guys behind bars on your way. You'll be splitting your time between investigating crime scenes and interrogating suspects, with the occasional skippable firefight or chase scene to break it up. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't focus on the thing that makes this game so unique, which is the interrogation system. Team Bondi developed proprietary facial capture technology to be able to create a face that somehow looked both photorealistic and like everyone had drank from the wrong cup at the same time. But this advancement meant that they could track and replicate even the tiniest facial movements to put into the game. This level of detail added a whole new dimension to questioning a suspect. Games prior to LA Noire didn't have the technology to show these nuanced expressions, meaning that when you accuse people in other games, they tend to react like this. Yeah, bit dramatic. But thanks to this technology, your goal now isn't just to find evidence that contradicts what's being said. You can also choose to respond as a good cop or bad cop, depending on the reaction you're observing, and if you think that person might not be telling you the whole truth.
Where you get your grills from?
I got them from Johnny Dang.
You lying?
Yeah.
I like you, man. You lie a lot.
This concept is brilliant, at least in theory. For better or for worse, the game does lack a certain level of consistency in its performances. For example, there were times where I would be having minutes-long discussions with my wife over whether we wanted to play good cop or bad cop because of how subtle the reactions were. Other times though, someone would answer a question and then stare back at me in a way that made me always think,
why the f you lying?
The other thing that makes it kinda tough is the responses themselves. The remaster changed its original dialogue options to good cop, bad cop, and accuse, but the game was also never written with that in mind. This makes it actually harder to know what each response is going to get you instead of making it easier. It also doesn't help that Phelps is an absolute psycho and regularly likes to take things from 0 to 100.
Give me something, Velasco, or I'll take you back to the cells and tell the whole station you're a child molester.
Seriously, the dude has no chill. And while his responses often find the right balance of aggressive and unexpected in hilarious ways,
You keep lying to me, and I'll send you and your baby to jail.
I found that I was regularly misreading the body language and choosing the wrong options, so I was just as surprised as anyone whenever I picked the right response.
Are you gonna miss your mom?
No.
No?
You blew up 6 blocks, and God knows how many people are dead.
So now you and I are on the same page. How would you feel if I told you it doesn't actually matter how many interrogations you fail, or how many pieces of evidence you miss finding? It is impossible to fail a case and get a result that the game doesn't want you to get.
How does it make you feel? It doesn't matter how it makes you feel.
The story LA Noire wants to tell takes precedence here, and ultimately, we're all just along for the ride. Minor spoilers here, but there's a whole section where no matter how good of a detective you are, the game makes it impossible for you to arrest the real culprit. As someone who wanted to be a detective, it made me feel a bit empty every time these story beats happened, and it left me asking,
what did I buy you for? To make me sad?
Now look, I understand that it's set in the 40s. I understand that racism and sexism were a part of that. But I still would have thought there would have been at least one likable character. But no, every single person in this game is a dick. Sure, statistically that's highly unlikely, especially when there are so many characters in the game. But god damn it, it's true, and this is a hill I'm willing to die on. Trying to find a character that is half decent is like trying to find a Where's Wally that's surrounded by a bunch of dicks.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, what am I seeing here?
It's just dicks. No, there's, I mean, yes, there are a couple of dicks.
It's mostly dicks.
Oh, no,
It's a lot of dicks.
No, all I see is dicks.
But even with all that taken into consideration, I really enjoy this game. It's still a lot of fun investigating crime scenes and interrogating witnesses, even if it is a bit too easy to make mistakes that result in your wife calling you a
Two-time loser.
It has good music, a keen attention to detail with its animations, and a strong story. Unfortunately, the uncanny valley result of hyper-realistic faces in a non-photorealistic world was too ahead of its time, and I doubt that we'll see another game like this anytime soon. And while it has a great concept, it does get let down by its writing sometimes being unclear, leaving me to scream "Objection!" at my TV every time I pick the wrong option. But thanks to all its other pieces, it still feels so distinctly different from detective games that came before it or that we've seen since. So does that make it too late to play LA Noire in 2022? While you won't be as wowed by its visuals today as you would have been a decade ago, its visuals were only ever there to give you a new dimension to experience in a detective game. And that part of it, ladies and gentlemen, is just as fun to experience today as it was in 2011. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, be sure to check out these other videos on If It's Too Late to Play, and let me know in the comments any games you'd like to see covered. And if you really enjoyed it, consider leaving a like and subscribing to help support the channel. Have a great week everyone, and I hope to see you back for more of my ignorant opinions and unwavering bias in the next episode.